Hello everyone, this is KKJ coming back at you with another informative video. Today I'm going to go real quick, real fast video of me building my new audio rack. I made it out of Baltic birch. As you know, Baltic birch comes from, I think, Russia or Finland. It's really expensive now. It's like $95 for like a 5x5 sheet. And they had a rip, I needed 8 20 by 26 3/4 inch sheets. And the reason why is this right here. I had, for my recent speaker build, I had some, sound deadening material left over. So what I want to do is incorporate the anti-vibration into the actual shelves instead of just, building a shelf and doing other crazy ass shit like, butcher block and bullshit. And so, but this is me. This is another sheet. So what I did is I left about an 1/8 inch around the perimeter so I could bond, two of them together, which at this point I was like, how the hell am I going to do this? But it worked out fine, as you'll see here in a little bit. This is what it looks like with just one little sheet of sound deadening material. I forgot what it's called. It's I had that, and I had like Dynamat that I used before. You use Dynamat, then you use this for your speaker build, and I didn't have enough Dynamat to do 4 shelves. I could have mixed it up. It doesn't, it really doesn't make a difference. My real concern was the shelf where my turntable sits on. So, instead of, like I said, instead of buying like other just people just love ripping people off these days. Thank God I'm not in the vinyl community anymore, dude. I'm most of my guys, I think I've been in vinyl. I was in the vinyl community for like 20 years. I think my oldest video is 15, and I did commented like 5 years before that. So this is like all 4 shelves here. Like I said, that's just one little layer of vibration. This is doubled up right there, so that's what I decided to do. Like I said, I had so much left over, so I used wood filler, and this thing smells, it's just like Bondo. If you ever had worked on cars, I remember a friend of mine in high school had this little piece of shit Toyota that it was all, we called it the Bondo mobile because it had no aluminum left. So that's what I used to bond both pieces of sheets, Baltic birch sheets, with the dampening side. And this is me veneering. I used Mappa burl. Such a pain in the ass. I don't know why I do this to myself. My burl, you have to flatten it. You got to soften it. You got to make a solution out of like PVA glue, water, alcohol, acetate, glycerin, and then it's just, I don't know why I did it, man. I just fucking working with burl just in general, it's just a pain in the ass. It's easy if you have like one of those, if you're done woodworking, they have like these air bags that you stick it in there and it sucks all the air out, so it flattens like the veneer onto the material. But I just have clamps, so it came out pretty good. This is what it looks like. I should have just kept it like that because it looks like right now it looks pretty nice, and later on it looks like a fucking cow that has leprosy. But it is what it is. I can build it. If I get tired of it, I'll fucking build another one. It's no big deal. I think the whole entire rack cost me like $400 to do. So it's it's whatever. Like I said, it's going to be a seriously anti-vibration like audio rack shelf. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do this. You know me, man. I got like 4 or 5 videos that I come up with that people just take off and run with it, or they make commercial products out of it. This for me is a fucking hobby, man. It's a hobby. Like I said, it's been like 5 years since I made the video. I think I made like a little one when I got my new tone arm, a SME tone arm, but that was about it. That was like 2 minutes or whatever. But yeah, so this is the shelves, and this is the first oiling of the shelves. So the oil that I used was the famous Sam Maloof oil mixture. It's 1 part tung oil, 1 part boiled linseed oil, then polyurethane of your choice. Semi-gloss, gloss, satin. Me, I don't like glossy shit, dude. When I see like you see these turntables that are high gloss or these things, they look like fucking bowling balls to me, dude. I want it's supposed to look like wood, dude. I don't want like a oh, it's just it annoys the living shit out of me. So I want my stuff to look like a piece of furniture actually. So that's the first oil. And I don't know if that's a second. Yeah, that's the mixture right there. Like I said, and you can apply it with a sponge, or I did like those really like nice shop towels that you get at the big box stores, Lowe's or Home Depot. Those would do just fine. The only thing with those, man, is like you got to dry them out. Don't fucking like if you're going to do something like ever it's work radio like this, do not bundle up and throw them in the trash, dude. You'll start a fire. So you gotta I think I have like a jack, like a car jack, and I just on top, I just put them on there and let them dry out completely before I throw them out. So, yeah, that's the first oil. Let me see, and I think that's a different sheet there. So I'm going through the oiling process right now. I think I did apply. You apply the oil, and then you wipe it off. Then you wait like 30 minutes, and you wait a day and do another one. But since I'm working with veneer, it doesn't take that. It doesn't suck in all that oil. Because it's the veneers are like some ridiculous, little film of wood. And then after that, it hits the birch, So, not a lot of oil, but, it pops up really fast because, like I said, it's really thin. Oh, man, it's fucking Colorado. It's so dry here, man. I gotta keep drinking liquids, man. But, yeah, so, the quest for anti-vibration. So this is what I came up with. So, let me see what the next clip is right here. Yeah, that's all four. And when you work with maple burl or any type of walnut burl, any type of burl fucking veneer, dude, it comes with all these little fucking holes you have to fill up and fill in. Like you see like the second sheet right there on the right side, there's that black like oval thing. Yeah, that's I use like wood filler for that, and it just, and I mean, nobody's going to see it. It's off to the side, so it might be, the equipment might not cover it, but I had to go back and like shave that little piece off and fill it in with a actual piece of veneer. And I think, yeah, these are the 4 posts that I'm going to use. Is dark walnut. Very beautiful wood, but really pain in the ass because it has like all these imperfections in it. You sand it down or something, like you hit a knot or something. It's like a really weird, it's beautiful wood. So this is 4 posts, and that's for me using the dado for the top. I think that's the bottom shelf that I did right there. So I dadoed the whole thing for all 4 shelves. That's it right there. Now I wish I had a better table saw. If I knew I was going to do so much woodwork, I would have bought me a nice saw stop or stop saw, whatever those nice table saws are. All I have is a little cobalt. So here I drilled all the holes. I'm gonna use dowels, like maple dowels to contrast in there. People use screws. I don't know why you use screws. You build all that beautiful thing, you stick a big fucking fat screw in it. So I'm gonna glue the dowels in, and I cut the holes for the power cords and the RCA cables. You're supposed to keep them separate, but I DIY'd all my cables, so I know I'm good. And this is the first oil. This is a different mixture. This is tung oil, boiled linseed oil, and I use Danish oil varnish with dark walnut. I let it sit for like 15 minutes, because I didn't want it too dark. And that right there, what it just passed, is the wax. Wax is the same. It's the same formula, except you use big wax. You take the polyurethane out. So you apply the wax. You wax it off after like 15-30 minutes, and then you apply as many coats as you want. Yeah, that's a sec wax, and that's how the dowels that I'm gonna use to attach the post. The 5 posts I'm gonna use. The 2 side ones and the back one for the cabling system that I'm going to use here. So those are, yeah, it looks nice to me. Like I said, I don't want to use screws too much. It's a nice piece of furniture here. So I think it cost me like $400, a little over $400 to do this. You know, I got a deal on the dark walnut post wood and stuff. So that's, you know, I carried everything down in the basement and I finished it up down there. That's all clamping down with the gluing, the dollars. You know, I'm gonna have to go back and sand a little bit because, you know, when you do your final wax, you use like, I think like 1,000 grit, anything above 1,000 grit to sand everything down, get the wax nice in there, you know, get all the little imperfections out, you know, the little microscopic stuff that, you know, you can feel with your hand. So it looks pretty nice to me. I don't know, it's a piece of furniture. You guys find out, but you guys let me know. But yeah, that's it right there. I'm just waiting there for the dry glue. I'll leave it there for like a couple of days. And this is what I'm going to use for my cabling system. It's just like, you know, you can cut them to length, you know, DIY. So you do everything yourself. So I'm going to use this, attach this to the back side of the, you know, the middle where all the cables are going to be. And you come through little buckles and stuff. So you can strap it in as tight as you want. Have everything neat and, you know, neat and organized, you know. Like I said, to try best to separate your power cords with your RCA cables. And for the feet, this right here is some serious anti-vibration. These are vibration pads for air compressors. Now, you know how fucking air compressors are freaking insane, dude, with their shaking and stuff. So I think this is made out of recycled something, man. It's like recycled rubber with some textile. You know, I mean, that's, you could, if I look at it, let me see if I don't know if I have it down here. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I'm gonna see it because it's a perfect size. It's a 3x3 size of the post that I used. But I think, yeah, that's like fabric in there, dude. That's like really fat. It's recycled tires or something made out with, woven in with some I don't know, hemp or canvas or some type of you know, roping or something. But it's like really heavy duty stuff, man. And then, you know, I might do what I did with my turntable. You know, that's the the leveling that I'm going to use. Their feet, they're rated at 1,600 pounds. So, yeah, you know, when I do my final video of my audio room, you know, because I owe someone. That's the only reason I'm back, man. It's because I owe someone a video. But you know, what I did with the dampening on my Lenco turntables, I don't think I've ever seen anybody do it before. But you know, whatever. You know, you know how many videos I've done that people have taken and made commercial products out of. It's ridiculous, dude. This is a hobby for me, man. But yeah, that's about it. So I'll reveal it when I do the final video, man. But yeah, by the way, RIP to Biosite One, man. I just found out he passed away. You know, really, we're one of the really old school vinyl communities, man. I think, Jesus, he was back when I was like, yeah, I think 14, 15 years ago. He just passed away, you know, his wife and, you know, left a couple of kids. Really nice guy. He was always really nice to me, man. You know, really sad. You know, you just don't know how much time you have on this planet left, man. So, you know, I think that's it for this one. Like I said, I'm not really back. I'll make a couple of videos. Like I said, I owe someone an audio video because something really spectacular happened to me in the audio world. I won something. So I owe him a video. And then I'm going to make this one separate channel. So peace out and keep it jazzy. Later.